Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. I hope you're having a good run up to Christmas, and I hope you had a great elfish weekend. Yes, I saw lots of people on Facebook doing lots of elves and having very little sleep. So, yeah, it looks like it was really, really busy. In fact, I'm going to make that the question of the week. I'll ask it again at the end of the show. How many elf orders did you have this year, and how many hours sleep did you get while you were doing it? So leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. It did remind me very much of the first Valentine's Day we ever did when we started the business 15 years ago. We did balloon in a box, gifts, did it from our home at the time. It was a very small house we were living in, and we had our daughter, who at the time was about 2 months old. And I think we had about 140 orders or something like that. But we were doing balloon in a box gifts, so we had the small boxes for a single 18-inch, and then we had the bigger boxes for super shapes. So we put 2 small boxes inside a big box and stored them in our garage and our neighbour's garage. And we had to put a marquee up. We had to buy a marquee, put it up in the garden in order to have enough space to put all the rest of the boxes, and the conservatory was full. We had to move all the furniture upstairs in the house, and it was just a nightmare. We had 1 hour's sleep, bearing in mind we had a daughter that was 2 months old, not even 2 months old. And it was a challenge, put it that way. 5 collections from Royal Mail, and it was very, very stressful. So I understand what you were all going through at the weekend if you were doing that. But yeah, really interested to know how successful it was for people. Were you doing 10 orders, or was it more like 100 orders? Did you find, as we did, that on the day people were placing more and more orders actually on the day, and you had to just cut it off somewhere so you could fulfill them? But yeah, I really appreciate everybody that did buy their elves and all the balloons and everything from us. Thank you for that. And I hope it was very lucrative for you. Now, I need to say thank you to our guests for the last couple of weeks as well. So we had John Bowler from Bappier. He came in a couple of weeks ago, talked about the state of the industry. It's always great to talk to John, get on so well with John. And Bappier is a great organisation. And he talked about Gosh as well, which is a great Ormond Street event that Bappier support. And he got a little bit emotional doing that. So John, thanks so much for coming in. And then last week we spoke to Jonathan from Grabo. Now, Grabo balloons are now in some of the New Look stores, as some of you out there would know. So I wanted to talk to him and find out why and how that came about. I find it very interesting that it wasn't actually Grabo talking direct to New Look. It was talking to New Look, we're talking to another person, and Grabo effectively supplying the balloons to him. So very interesting to find that out. But also, Jonathan's view on putting balloons into retailers, very much, they match my views as well. And it was really interesting to see people's comments on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. So thank you to everybody that comments. It's always good to see other people's opinions. But Jonathan, when he said that it helps when balloons are in supermarkets and shops, it brings balloons in general into our consciousness. And I think that's absolutely right. The more balloons that you see, the more you're thinking of balloons, and therefore our industry as a whole should grow. So I do agree with that. The biggest takeaway I took from it was up your game. And I think when Jonathan described how they had to up their game, however many years ago, when there used to be, say, 5 manufacturers, and then more people came in, he had to up his game. We had to do the same, really. When we started the business 15 years ago, and we'd been going 5 years, and then recession hit. So 2008, 2009, recession hit, and our sales sort of plateaued a little bit. We were doing balloon in a box gifts, and we were doing some flat pack balloons for retail, really. And then we thought, well, it's all doom and gloom on the news, and the world is going to end, and what do we need to do? And we decided that we needed to get more customers to come back on a regular basis. So the only way to do that, we thought, was, well, let's supply the trade. So that's when we created the brand that is Balloon Market, and now Balloon Market is the main part of our business. And then we did it again 5 years ago. What do we do? What can we do to communicate better to our customers? And we came up with video, and I was very much, I don't want to be on camera, I don't want to do that. And it was, Greg, get a grip, just do it. So we had to adapt and do things there. So I think that was the real takeaway from Jonathan, that you've got to up your game, you've got to do something different. So there have been some comments on the video where people are against the supermarkets selling balloons and things like that. And I can kind of understand it, but I've always said, if you're going to try and compete with an 18-inch foil balloon, a single 18-inch foil balloon, against the supermarkets that have greater buying power, the supermarkets that might have, like Morrison's that have 400 or 500 stores, whatever it is, people go to those places for a pint of milk, for a loaf of bread. If they need to pick up a balloon, they'll pick up a balloon. So don't compete on that. I remember Chris Horn saying he originally thought the supermarkets were going to end the floristry industry because he used to be a florist. And it wasn't. It just created a greater demand all around. So I do agree with Jonathan. I think that is the case. But as I say, the big thing is up your game. So it's really nice to see those comments. Some people disagreeing, thinking it was a bad thing. But one person in particular was disagreeing with it being bad, saying it was a good thing. And that is a gentleman called Alex from Lava Balloons up in Glasgow. Hi, Alex. I hope you're doing well. He's just got a completely different view. They are up in Glasgow, they are balloon decorators. They have doubled their business every year for the last 3 years. And some of the comments, you can see the comments on YouTube, but there are a few things that I just wanted to read out from those comments. At Lava Balloons, we are glad that the supermarkets and other large brands are selling single foil balloons, as it gets rid of all the bargain hunters that were never going to be our customers. So he's viewed it as, we don't want those cheap customers. We don't want the customers that are coming in paying £4 for a single balloon. We want the customers that are going to be we're going to be buying hundreds of pounds worth of balloons for an event. And in fact, we'll put some of these pictures up on the screen now. There's one in particular, a 60, that I think just looks so sophisticated and so luxurious. And it's definitely not the sort of thing you're going to get when you go to Morrison's or anywhere like that. And he's asked his customers, well, what is it? Why do you come to us? And he did say in one of the comments, in their area, they have 6 other balloon shops or supermarkets selling balloons, but their loyal customers and new customers still come to them. And the reason is the energy and the customer service, the unique service, friendly service, reliable service, and the choices that they give them. So I can kind of understand if you feel threatened by a single foil balloon, don't do single foil balloons. If you're new to the industry, you might think that's how I got into it. It's so easy to actually up your game, so make that something else. Have a look at BMTVs that we've done in the past, airfield designs. Have a look at what Mike Hurst is offering from Reds for his retail designs. I mean, there is a lot more that you can do out there that the supermarkets and New Look aren't, and the other people that are selling balloons aren't going to be doing. So up your game. I think there is a temptation to, as humans, we don't really like change, but I think we have to change, we have to grow. The world is changing, you've got to keep up, otherwise you will get left behind. And, for instance, 20 years ago, mobile phones didn't exist. YouTube didn't exist. And now that is such a great, and Facebook didn't exist, obviously, a great way to market your business. There's never been an easier time to start and to build a business using online technology. I think that it's relatively easy to get into the balloon industry. Invest in some balloons, invest in some training, invest in some good quality equipment, and then you can market. So if you were to go to Facebook today, you had all your equipment, you had your balloons ready, and it's like, okay, go to Facebook, have a look at Facebook advertising, invest £50 a day or a week or something like that in Facebook advertising, you will get sales. It has never been easier. Same on Instagram, Twitter, wherever it is you want to go, it's never ever been easier. So what I think I've said something like this before, probably on a New Year show last year or the year before, but write down something that you could do to take your business, to take it to the next level, to just up your game. It might be, there's only 3 ways to increase sales in your business. more customers, so actually more orders, increase the order value that you sell, or increase the frequency with which your customers order. So they're the only three ways that you can actually increase your business. So focus on one of those, focus on all three of those if you want to. Focus on one of those and think, what can you do? And write that down and set yourself a time limit and see if it makes a difference. So I'm a big believer in positivity. I really liked Alex's comments there. I think if you think positively, positive things will happen. If you look at the positive side of things, not the negative side, then the world is a better place for you. So give it a go, give it a go. But I have to say, I really do believe that I don't think the supermarkets will be having an effect on our businesses at all if we are willing to adapt, and that's what it's about. Right, what next? Right, we've been quite busy here at Balloon Market for the last couple of weeks. Busy with running the business and orders and all of that, but also Matt behind the camera over there, he had a bit of an idea for the Christmas show. Yeah, and Matt didn't want to go small, Matt wanted to go large. So for the last 2-3 weeks, we've been filming 3 different installments of the Christmas show, 3 different elements of the Christmas show. I can't tell you exactly what it is now, but yeah, I think it's going to be good. It better be good, Matt. That's all I'm going to say. It better be good, because you're going to meet a lot of people here on the team in the Christmas show. Really good fun. We had a lot of fun making it, a lot of fun. It was very, very silly on some days. And I'm sure there'll be a bloopers reel just for that one show, including bloopers, BLUE-pers probably as well. So yeah, it was great fun. So keep an eye out for that. That is going to be out on the, what date is that out, Matt? 19th of December. So not this week, not next week, but the week after. You're going to see that show. And you'll be glad to hear I did not dress up as Santa this year. No, but I did wear a bow tie, which was quite unusual. So right now, let's talk about a few products. So these balloons, these are called the round swirly balloons. These are from Grabo. These are great. I do particularly like these rose gold colours. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I actually quite like them. And the gold and the black, I think that's going to be great for New Year's Eve. We did a show a few years ago where we took a balloon similar to this. I think it might have been an anagram balloon, and we made it into a big sweet. So just got some cellophane, wrapped it around, tied the 2 sides in. And it was really good. And it goes back to what I was saying, rather than competing with supermarkets with a single foil balloon, create something a bit different that can be part of a bigger piece. So, I mean, I just think a balloon wall with big sweets on like that would be absolutely fantastic. So, great balloons. I mean, the Grabo balloons, I've not talked about the Grabo balloons for a while. Obviously talked to Jonathan last week, but the Grabo balloons, the quality of them is very, very, very good. The failure rate is very low indeed. So that's one of the reasons that we do stock so many of them. Right, Sempertex Reflex balloons. These over here. So these are obviously the equivalent of the Qualitex Chrome, and they're very nice. I have to be honest, they are very, very nice. So these are the colours. Not all the colours and all the sizes are in at the moment. These are the ones we've got in at the moment. I've not got a packet of purple, but we've got a purple one up there. Or blue. I've not got a packet of blue. I think we've got them in stock. But anyway, you can go to the website, you can see which ones we do have in stock and which ones we don't. The ones we don't, you can hit the email me when available button, and you will get an email when they come into stock and are booked into our system. But you can see we've got the 12-inch ones, we've got the 5-inch ones, and we have the 260s. Now, we saw on Facebook the other day somebody was having problems inflating them properly, and we thought, oh, that's a bit odd. And then we had a phone call from somebody saying, they're not inflating properly, what's wrong with them? And so we inflated one, and it's like, oh, I see what you mean. And then Megan jumped in and said, I know what to do. And she put it on and just pulled it down onto the pump a little bit more, and that meant it inflated properly. So we did a little video that we then posted on the Facebook group to demonstrate what it was that you had to do. And rather than me showing you, I thought we'd just show you that little video that we did with Megan. So here is Megan.
So this is a 5-inch silver reflex balloon from Sempertex. We've heard some people having problems, they're being misshapen. So just going to show you a way of inflating them. So they're coming out misshapen. You get your pump and only put the balloon at the tip and then inflate, not inflating correctly. So what you want to do is put the balloon right down on your pump. So your pump is almost in the middle of the balloon, and inflate from there. Do it correctly, that might help. So you need to hold on to the balloon, unlike what I just did. And you can see it inflates correctly. So I'll get one that I haven't inflated before. I'll put it all the way down, so my pump is in the middle of the biggest part of the balloon, and inflate from there. And I have a lovely inflated 5-inch latex balloon. Ta-da!
So there you have it. There's Megan. I hope you enjoyed seeing Megan rather than me doing that. So yeah, the 5-inch Reflex, if you are having problems inflating them, now you know how to not have that problem anymore. I think it's because they are different to normal latex. And it's the same with the chrome. They react differently. They're not exactly the same as normal latex balloons. So it's just, once you know the technique, it's fine. It's simple, isn't it? So there you go. Right, that is it for this week. As I said earlier, the question of the week: how many ELF orders did you have this year? And how many hours sleep did you have when you did it? Please leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you next week. Bye.